Hey guys, this is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook. I'm back. I'm so tired. I'm actually achy and I actually think I'm getting sick, which I really hope it's not the case because everything aches. Maybe it's just old age. I don't know. I hope that's all it is because I'm really achy. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope you had a good week. I had a lovely week away. Was not long enough by far. Um, It was a couple of days, for a day and a half it rained. We were kind of stuck inside because it rained a lot. Um, and then we, we pretty much just lazed, vegged, whatever you want to call it. We did nothing. When we first got there, there were a couple of good, really hot days. We were at the beach. Um, and then, where did we go? We went somewhere. We went to Perkins Cove. So we were in Maine, Algonquin. And we went to Perkins Cove. Last year we were there. We met up with someone I work with and his family, and we took a walk on Marginal Way. Ended up Perkins Cove, and for some reason I thought there was more to the place than that, but there really isn't. It's a tiny place. So we just went there, parked. Parking's expensive if you ever go there. It's a touristy place. We walked around, like literally it could be like a 5-minute walk around, but we just took our time. And then we had dinner. So hopefully I would have put in some photos, either at the beginning or now, so you can see. But yeah, we just pretty much vegged most of the time that we were there. Our last day there, because I don't count the day we leave, because basically we get up in the morning, check out, and leave, so that's a whole day gone. But our last full day there, we did go back to the beach, and it was a pretty nice day, and we sat closer to the water this time. First time we went, we were further away because it was packed with people. The sand was hot, and the, what do they call them? Black flies or horse flies. Oh my God. I got bitten on my foot, and like 2 days later, it was hurting so much. They were vicious. But so that last day, we were closer to the water, and the tide started coming in. So at one point, we slowly watched it come and then go back. And then that final time when it came, there was no going back. It just kept on going. So we I had to get off and take off running because I did not go in the water because it's cold. It is really cold. I hate being cold. The water was cold. Even the kids said it was cold. The first couple of days it was hot enough out there. I guess they didn't mind it, but yeah, they went back later the night. The second time they went to the beach. They came back real quick because it was cold. So yeah, I don't do the water usually at the beach. But back, it's Sunday. Tomorrow's work. I need a vacation. Anyway, I had put on a quick video. I had gone to find the yarn store that was closest to us, and I went by myself, thank God. It was a small-ish place with 2 sections, like I said in the video. So I took my time, and I put some yarn together that I wanted to buy, because it was a lovely shop, but nothing really called to me. The stuff on the chunky side I could have gotten anywhere, really, or easily enough accessible through either online or other places. And then the thinner yarn stuff, you know me and the thin yarn. So I ended up buying, what did I buy? I ended up buying, drink break. I'm having some Zinfandel lemonade. That's what I call it. I used the, what is it? The True Lemon packets, that we all, after Setter started using it. So I ended up buying a huge 500 packet box off Amazon because I couldn't find it locally. So now I use the pack. I use a bunch of them, and I make lemonade, and I add a little lime extract and a little almond extract in there. And I use agave, raw agave, to sweeten it. So give it a try. Not bad. You could use a packet and make the individual ones too. But anyway, so I digress. But I went to, trying to find what bag I have it in. I went, well, you know where I went, but I bought from the store. I'll put up a picture of what it looks like. I'm trying to find the wrapper. Okay. So they had some, like I said in the video, they had a lot of Plymouth yarns, like Plymouth, this, that, and the other, Plymouth, a lot of Plymouth Encore. They also had a lot of Barocco. Fun fact for me, I thought for some reason Barocco was like a foreign company, or I didn't realize it was an American company. So I should really do my research. Thanks to Miss Canadian Crocheter. She schooled me on that. They originally started in Massachusetts and now they are in Rhode Island. So who knew? But I didn't buy the Barocco, but I bought some Plymouth Yarn Company Electra Light. And this was the, what was it? It was fingering weight with sparkles, and they had a whole bunch of colors, and I had all the colors on the table, or at least 4 or 5 of the colors on the table, and another section where they had some other yarns. I put it next to it. I wanted the sparkle and a solid, trying to mix them, and I finally settled on, so this is the tag for, oh, I just saw a weird message on the recording thing. It just upgraded, so now it's giving me frames being dropped. I have no idea what that means. Okay. But electrolyte, it's basically 75 merino wool, 20% nylon, 5% Lurex. Basically, it's that sparkly thread that goes through it, a tinsel-like thread. So it was 425 yards, calls for US 3 needles. So I basically doubled it. I had her skein it, cake it up for me at the store, and I doubled it, and I added it with some Silky Kid mohair. So that project I cannot show you because it is for the collaboration I'm doing. It's actually the pattern that will be used for that. But give me 1 second. It's right next to me all along. I'll put up her picture. I blurred out, but I'm trying to see if I could show you the halo. The one thing with crochet, when you use like the mohair or even eyelash type yarns, the good side, the fuzzy side that you want to see always ends up on the back end of a project if you're working in the round. So you do get some of the fluff and the fuzz on the right side, but most of it happens on the inside, which for amigurumi you always have to turn stuff inside out if you want all that fluffiness. But I ended up using it for the hat. I doubled, used the inside and outside of the cake and the strand of the mohair to make a sample. So what I had left basically was enough to make this. And it's just, oops, upside down, a very tiny Kalina headband. So I had to modify it a bit to use up the yarn. And I was trying to show, and excuse the dry hands, it's just one of those days and I'm just, I'm in a blah mood. But I don't know if you can see the halo. There you go. So that's the mohair in it. So I was able to use that. So that'll be for a tiny person. But the pattern I can't show you. Pretty much. I used it for that. Just so I can have something, you know, to remind me of vacation. But what I did for, whoops, excuse that. So yarn, usually when we go on vacation, I bring a ton of yarn to make stuff for a craft fair to get a head start on it. And I basically brought, and in the past I've been able to use most of it. This time, not so much. I really think I'm getting sick because the whole time I was just in that blah, achy mood. But I brought a 13-gallon bag of yarn, all the basically number 6 bulky yarn, and I brought one touch of alpaca, which I didn't end up using, for anything. But I used about half the bag of yarn, much less than I normally do. So I know I wasn't feeling so great. So that was vacation. What are we going to talk about? One second again. Happy mail. Right before I left, I had mail from Kalisha. She, I think she saw the post. No, I had mentioned in one of the videos that I was trying to do pockets in bags. Was that why? Yes, I was trying to make the tote bags with the pockets. You know, the top pocket, but not the regular zipper at the top like you do for the pouches, but the like a recessed or inset kind of pocket. And I followed some tutorials and I was able to get one done because I'm trying to make it with a zipper for my mom. But the one I made her, which I'll show in a bit, didn't. But Kalisha saw that in my last video and she sent me some patterns. So, oh, the computer's going to sleep. Yeah, she sent me some patterns, so I got that right before I left. So I will be giving that a try because I have never, other than I think it was 6th grade, taking home ec class, I have never, 6th grade? Yeah, I have never sewn anything from a pattern. It's always just watching YouTube and doing whatever. So that should be interesting, but it's just the kind of bag that I need to make. And it's got pockets on the outside, which I want to try as well. The bag I did make for my mom, I didn't do the top pocket, but I did my first zipper pocket on the outside. So I'll show you that in a bit. And she also sent me some tea. I had mentioned in a few videos back that I like the orange pekoe tea. So she sent me a bunch of that, and I took some with me on vacation. So thank you, Miss Kalisha. Oh, speaking of Kalisha, go watch her her last video, her frog escapades. I had mentioned in her video before that that most of the time I find that I'm watching her videos to see what other kind of Florida shenanigans, nature shenanigans happens to her. Because before it was a lizard in her house, and now she had posted the picture on Instagram, and I'm like, hell no. She had a frog in her house, and yeah, in her kitchen, on her cupboard. Like, oh, yeah, just go watch her last video and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, thank you again, Kalisha. The other thing I want to talk about, Etsy. I'm sure you guys, anyone who sells on Etsy has already heard or seen a lot of videos on YouTube about their shipping policies and how they are encouraging people to offer free shipping for items that are over $35, $35 and up. Or if your total purchase is $35 and up, offers free shipping. I can't do that. I can't swallow shipping. You know, if I sell an item that's $25 and it has to go overseas and it's like $15 to ship, I've lost out right there already. And right now it's just for U.S., but I'm sure it's coming for international orders. They're doing something to do shipping something for international orders, or I think they're piloting Australia, I think they said. But either way, I've watched a few people talk about it on YouTube, and basically, you know, it's a different shipping cost to send something here versus across the U.S. So what do you choose? Do you choose if it costs $4 to ship it here, but it costs you $7 to ship it to California or Seattle? What do you add? Or you're going to have to swallow that. And then they've also mentioned about coming out with a tool to help you recoup shipping. How are you going to recoup shipping if it's free? Free means free. And by recouping, they mean adding that back into your price. That's not free. So, and if you do decide to go with it and you up your price and decide to add, say, a flat shipping rate, do you add the higher one so that somebody here who would have paid like $2, $3 less than shipping now has to pay, I don't know. So no, I'm not doing that. I don't do a lot of sales on physical sales on Etsy. Usually if somebody sees something and they want it, I I will put it on Etsy, and you know, they will pay through that. You get a little bit of discount on the shipping. I don't even know if that's going to go away now. But it's just easier to do all the shipping that way because you don't have to go to the post office or anything. You do the transaction, you print your label, you slap it on. I can put it in the mailbox at my house if it's small enough, and if not, then, you know, I can just go drop it off at the post office without having to wait in line. But if the discount goes away and you're not using Etsy, then you have to weigh it and then print the labels and then go to the post office and pay, or you can do it online. But online, post office online doesn't allow you to purchase like the lower shipping. They only start at that flat rate shipping amount. So if you weigh something and if it's in a regular box and say it came to like $3 to ship, you can't buy that $3 online. It just starts at that flat rate shipping, which is now 7 something, used to be 5 something. So I don't know. I don't rely on Etsy for promotion. I don't do, like I said, a lot of physical sales through Etsy other than the word of mouth and, you know, yes, I want it, I'll put it on Etsy and you can purchase it that way. So nope, I'm not doing that. That was my long rant, not really a rant. Okay, what else? I know I was trying to write things down and I'm forgetting, but a couple of shout outs. There's a new to me, and she's fairly new, Quinn of Quinn Moss. She's in the Bahamas, another island girl. She's big into amigurumi, which of course is a win for me. And I think she just put out her 100 subscriber giveaway video out. So I will put her link below. Go check her out. She does all these cool amigurumis. Of course, if it's amigurumi, I'm in. There's also Tasha's Yarny Creation. Now, Tasha is one of the ones who won one of my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So hi, Tasha. I didn't realize she had a channel, so I've seen subscribed, and I think she's up to video number 5. So check her out. And then I thought I had already done this, but Kim of Classy Kim Crochet, who doesn't know Kim? Kim is, she comments on all of our videos. She has a Facebook group. She does basically a lot of promotion of us. She will pick someone and do a feature on them. She will purchase something from, she's purchased my bags, and she'll use it as a giveaway. So yeah, she's always there with a compliment, always interacting. She's basically out there to, you know, promote crochet and small business people. So go check Kim out if you haven't, but I'm sure you already have. Okay, whips. I have my stash of shells. I brought it with me. I just picked up the bag and realized I didn't even touch it the whole time. The whole time on vacation, I touched the bag to move it out of the way a few times, but I didn't really do anything, so I am way behind. Part 5 came out 2 days ago, so now I am 2.5 parts behind because I was on part 3 last time. So yeah, I'm behind. Pardon the bending. Okay, so finish objects. What I did, ooh, I thought I'd pulled everything out. Hold on one more time. Okay, I got up to get something and I realized I forgot to show. When we were leaving, I decided to stop at the yarn store again, the yarn seller. And I know I could get Malabrigo anywhere, but you know, I have to. This is Archangel, which I've seen before and I wanted to purchase and I haven't before. So I think this is one of the tamer colors that it comes out in. But yeah, but the other thing I picked up, oh, so soft. Oh my gosh. I was just squishing. So this is Dye Pot Collections exclusively at the yarn seller. And this is DK. Yes, I got DK again. It's 245 yards. And it was made in Maine. So I wanted to get something specific to there. So yeah, it is all alpaca. So this is their label. And then, yeah, I got like a mauve color. Yeah, it's like a faded dusty rose mauve color. It's so soft. It's so soft. I am going to, it's DK, so I'm going to, my new pattern for the collaboration is going to be in DK because I have to use the yarn from one of the other participants in the club. So she's actually mailed that out to me, so I'm waiting to get that. I think she mailed it out Friday. So in the meantime, oh my God, it's so soft. I am going to use this to make another sample that will be for me. Oh, so soft. For me. And my lemonade, Zinfandel lemonade. So yeah, those were my other 2 purchases from there. So FOs. I'm not sure if I showed these last time or if I showed one, but I'm showing them again and something just fell. So I'd mentioned that one of my colleagues wanted me to make bags for herself, she and her girlfriend. They are, I think it's her 50th birthday, and they're going to Aruba or some island, a girls' trip. So she wanted to have matching bags. And she saw some of the smaller pouches I had made, and she changed her mind so many times. First, it was going to be tropical fabric, and I'm like, I don't have anything tropical. I'd made a sample of the closest thing I had to tropical, and I'm like, why don't you buy the yarn? Why don't you buy the fabric? Because there's a fabric store near her, and all the parts that she needed to buy. And the only thing I forgot to have her buy was interfacing, which I got. But she shows up with the fabric, and it's completely different. There's no tropical at all. So she went with this. And it's basically, you know, fashion. The books on here says must have couture, Parisian style, but it's these pink and gold high heels with pocketbooks and so on. So that's the fabric she came with, and she, excuse me, she got plain insides, so it's just pink. So there are 4 of them, and I did bring it in to her to show her right before I left, but I ran out of the key rings for this. I thought I had, and I only had 1 left, so I ordered some, and they came while I was gone, so I need to put that on and drop that off to her when I go back, well, when she comes in on Wednesday. So that's that. Now, the other thing that I made myself a backpack. I forget whose tutorial I used. It might have been Whitney Sews. I do like her tutorials, and I even I've been watching her for a while, and I even asked her before I figured out how to do the bags with the tab tops. She'd done a tutorial, and I'd asked her if she would think about making one showing how to do that, and she actually did. So and then right before vacation, she had another tutorial out showing the zipper top, so it was perfect timing, although I haven't made that yet. So anyway, all this to say, I made myself a backpack to carry around. I used to have this canvasy little backpack. It was about this tall that I used as a purse when I went anywhere. It was just good to put your wallet and have something and not have it on your arm. It's slung on your back. But now that I carry yarn everywhere, I needed something a little bigger. And that bag is old, like probably as old as my kids. It served me well. So anyway, I quickly made myself a backpack, and now using contrasting fabric, like one on the bottom, one at the top, I tried that once. It didn't work well because I couldn't line everything up, and then I was talking to Debbie, and And she's like, oh, you can just nest them. And I had no idea what that is. And it's so simple, so simple. So now, even though I messed this one up a bit because I was rushing, I literally made this bag the morning before we left. We were supposed to leave around noon. We didn't leave until 1:30. So I started making the bag, I think, around 10 o'clock in the morning. So I was rushing. So it's kind of falling apart because I didn't have everything situated well because I was trying to get it done and not hold us up when we were ready to leave. So this is my backpack. And I use some of that, now is it llama? I think it's the llama fabric. If not, it's the alpaca fabric on the bottom. And then this is the back. Oh, a little too close. So my straps are a little too small. When I put the bag on, it's like right up under my arm. So lesson for next time. I was just trying to use the fabric I had. So I need to lengthen that. And I did it the tab top, so it's a drawstring top. If I do it next time, I may make it a zipper close, but I don't know yet. What went wrong? Because I was rushing, my tab tops weren't all the way in. So I've got, it's coming out, it's ripped here. And even that morning right before we left, and I thought, ooh, I was all done, it was great. And I noticed the same thing had happened here, so I like zigzagged over it to keep that closed. So I'm going to have to do the same over here to keep it closed, because if I keep using it, I'm sure it'll all come apart. So it's for me, and thankfully it's on the back, so it's not really going to matter. No one will see it, but longer strap. Oh, and the other thing is I didn't interface it, and I think it needs, for my purpose, I think for a kid using it or whatever, it would be fine, but for my purpose, a little bit of interfacing just to give it a little body would have been nice, but it works. I also use scraps, and I put a big pocket in here. And then on this side, I use some of the llama fabric, and I put another little pocket in here. Yep. I didn't do the little pocket for the hook in this, because this is more of a catch-all kind of on-the-go kind of bag. Now that the strap though is too short, I don't know how, but it's just good to grab and scrunch up. I got my wallet in here. It holds up, but it could use, or at least the bottom could use a little interfacing for more structure. And I may switch this out, the drawstring, and put cording instead of the ribbon. Yeah, but that was the bag I used to go around wherever we went. Okay, I'm looking down at notes. The other bag that I made before I left, so I'd said that my mom, and I don't know if I showed this yet, but I'm showing it again. I made the bag for my mom, and I don't know what I got on it when I was ironing. Some of it is a little, what do you call it? The chalk, tailor's chalk that I have, that when I was marking the zipper area, I marked on the wrong place. So I guess it'll need to be washed out because I couldn't rub it off. But I don't know what, I got something sticky on the other side, so it'll need to be washed out. But either way, all this to say, I made my mom a bag. I did my first zipper pocket. I reused Minion One's Perfectly Good jeans that he cut up. So maybe I did show this already. I don't know, but I'm showing it. He had a perfectly good pair of jeans. He wanted to make it, what do you call them, with the cuts in it, the ripped jeans, and he wanted to turn it into jean shorts. So instead of just going to buy a pair of jeans, these jeans fit nice, so, or jean shorts, when the jeans he had fit nice, so he cut it. So he's happy with it. I'm learning to let go. So I saved the bottom of the jeans, and it's the bottom of the bag. And then this, I did my first zipper pocket. As you can tell, I need some work on it because the lining shows up, but I kind of like that because it shows you what the color inside of it is. Super psyched with that. And again, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. It just takes a little practice. The inside is this fun bright green, just like the pocket, green with different colored polka dots on it. I have a pocket in here on one side in the same fabric, and I did the hook, the little hook thing. You can't see it, but also for a pen. And then on this side, I put a big pocket and I cut it in two, or I made two pockets. So yeah, so the only thing I want to do, and I don't know if I will after, but to put the zipper in it, but I also need to make a bigger bag. I'm sure my mom wants something bigger to stuff things in, but she's going to get this for now, and I will definitely make a bigger one. So that I'm really proud of. Totally, totally proud of. And my sides line up. The nesting thing works. It's like the moment. It's so easy to do. So yeah, that I need to get to her. All right, what else? Wake up. Okay. Octos. I'm reaching. So I didn't do, when we got back, I kind of crashed. I was just tired. I really think I'm getting sick, and I hope not. And then I woke up. That day I hadn't done much crocheting, and Saturday I didn't do much either. I actually just finished a hat that I started before we left, or the night before we left vacation. So yesterday I was feeling antsy and I wanted to crochet something. So I had some scraps or some open skeins on my desk, so I decided to make. Isn't she pretty? Look at her. Come on, focus on her. Well, it's a little blurry, but so yeah. So this is some Heartland and some Vanished Glamour in Amaretto. So it's just like a gold color, dull gold color with gold sequins in it. And thankfully, I had enough of the sequins show up on the outside. A lot more showed up. You can see the sparkle. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. And my button on bottom. So that's that one. And then I took, I was trying to use up the Heartland. It was in, it's a goldy color. I don't know what it's called. But I made that one, which is a smaller size. I think I went up to 24 stitches for this one. So this is the Heartland with some Karen Simply Soft Party with the white sparkly one. So those two. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. And then I had a tiny bit of the of the Heartland left. Excuse me. So I made this little guy. I think I went up to 18 stitches on this one. Yeah. Yeah, I did. And for the legs, I just used, there you go. I used half double crochets for that. So you can experiment. It doesn't have to be, so I use treble crochet, double crochet, and half doubles for the legs, whichever works for the size that you're working with. So, and I didn't have, I have small safety eyes, but I've used it before and it's come out. It's just too small. So I use a little bigger one. So, and it's also with the, I striped in the Karen Simply Soft Party again, but this one is the taupe of the chocolate sparkle. I don't remember what it's called. And I have, where'd it go? Hang on. I had the cake of, not the cake, the skein of red heart stripe that I used in, what was it called? Fisher, the frog for Angelia. And I think I used it also in this, Karika. Did I show that? Oh, I didn't show that, the finished one. Last time I had the legs, I think, made, or I had all the parts made except for the body. So this is Karika, the pocket, not so much of a pocket, but the pocket unicorn. So I saw this Karen of Happiness is Homemade made it in this cute sparkly fabric or yarn. And then who else? Somebody else made it. Was it Kim Blue Cherub? And I had to make it. So I made that. And then I had a little bit left of that same yarn. So I made another octo, or my octocorn, because as you can tell, this horn, nothing is focusing today. So yeah, octocorn. I forget what I went up to with this one. I was trying for a different mouth, a little side smirk, but I don't know if I'll keep that or not. And then this is what I have left of the of that skein of yarn. So I don't know what to do with that. I may see if I can make a tiny octopus with that and some other yarn. So that's that for the octos. Put that over there so I remember to put it away. All right, looking at the notes down below. The unraveled mitten, I had the star stitch made. I don't know if I showed that yet again, but I had it made, I think, my last 2 videos, and I kept forgetting to show it. Well, if I did, here it is again, the star stitch. I like the star stitch, but I like the look of it, but I've tried different variations, and although I like it, it just, for some reason, when I'm done, it's just not doing it for me. But who knows? I'll give it another shot. So that one's done. That was number 13, and number 14 came out, and it was the double crochet C to C square, which I'm not thrilled with because it's a diamond, because you can't really straighten it, and it's what it's the same issue when you do corner to corner and make a blanket. It never lines up. You know, Crafty Crochet Elizabeth had put out the 411. Or no, the 911 on if anybody could help straighten it out. And I think Debbie, no, somebody else had mentioned it, and Debbie had answered that other person about basically the corner to corner type stitch, but back and forth. And that stitch I had first seen ages ago in either a pattern called a carriage blanket or something. And it's an oldie. I don't even know if it might be in the archives, the Wayback Archives. But I made one baby blanket out of it ages ago. I can still see it. It was yellow, like a lemony yellow blanket. But anyway, it's wonky is the word. But I'm trying to use up open skeins of my Big Twist Premium. So I have a little bit left of this one here, and then I think I will be all done with this colorway. And navy, I still have a couple of skeins left. So this was number 14 done. Actually, I just finished that today. So it works up real quick, but I don't like the wonkiness of it. What else do we have? Hang on. Bags, octo bag. Oh, other bags. What did I do with them? Right before I left, I also did, I think the night before, I was in a sewing mood, I think, or 2 nights before, and I just made I've had this fabric that I've been meaning to make a bag, and I haven't. Actually, it was the night before. So my thing is to myself, don't rush things. You saw what happened with my backpack and how that came loose, and I was on a roll making these, and I made this drawstring bag with this cute fabric. Look at it, isn't that cute? I've had it there for a bit. So I made a drawstring. Everything is looking great. I love the brighter, like in the fabric you have like a regular pink color, but I like this pop of pink that I use for the lining and for the tab top. You know, matching ribbon. And then I'm all proud of myself, and then I go to pull it close, and I'm like, what did I do? The drawstring, I forgot to hem the short ends. So it will end up fraying. I did put some fray check on all the ends to hopefully keep it in check for a while, but yeah, I was quite perturbed at myself that I didn't hem the short ends. So it may give it a rustic feel once it starts fraying, if it starts fraying, but yep, that's that. I really need myself a side table. Everything is propped. I put one big pocket in here, and on each side has space to hold a hook. So, oops, right here, space to hold a hook on each side. So again, I was using up little scraps. I decided to do that, use the scraps to add pockets to the bags. So I started another bag that I'm putting all my scraps in because it started to be all over the place. So if I can use that scrap to make a pocket, I will. So there's that. I need 8 hands. The other one that I made was and it has light interfacing, not the fleece one. I think I might like that better than the fleece one. It adheres better than, I have trouble with some fabrics with the fleece, the fusible fleece. It buckles a lot, even when I use the a wet cloth over it to kind of steam it. It doesn't, certain fabrics it doesn't tend to do well. So, but anyway, I made my regular size big zipper bag. It's got the handle. The inside has got the bright pink. Now, I've said I don't like pink, but I can deal with the bright pink. I love the bright pink. And then more of this leftover fabric. Yeah. So, uh-oh. Oh no! Look what I just saw. Sewing the night before. I missed. Erg. Erg, erg, and erg. Well, there's an oopsie. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little stitch work on that little corner. God darn it. Yeah. Don't do things late into the night. Yeah. So this may be a me bag or a discounted oopsie. So that's 2 oopsies for me working late at night. And then I had a little bit of this bright pink fabric, so I just made a little, drawstring bag, and I'm going to use these because I put my stamp on here, which didn't stamp so well on this. Nope. But I'm going to use that at craft fair, like I mentioned, for, maybe a special little well-behaved kid. If they buy an octo, I might put it in here or something. So that's the other thing. I'm using the scraps that are not big enough for a bag, but big enough that I can make a little drawstring. That's what I'll use them for. Okay. All right, I think that is all for my other things. Oh, one other thing to mention. I mentioned the collaboration I'm in with Lady Dye Yarn and the other makers. A couple of yarn dyers. Claudia's in there. Crochet Luna. So the sign-up deadline is September 1st. I know a couple of people have gone and checked, and it is pricey. But there's the whole talk about, the whole cost involved in putting all of it together, paying the designers or the participants. They're also donating. She's also donating a portion to charity as well. So this isn't by no means any attempts at pressuring. I'm just putting it out there to advertise if you are able to. Also keep in mind she has other clubs out there. Right now for the September club is the the Craftivism club. I bought last year's, which I still haven't done anything with. It's all the skein is around, I think it's the same one she did last year on women's suffrage, so it's using those colors. I think there's tea in that one, and I forget what else, but I purchased that. So she does have 3 other clubs out there besides the one I'm in. So at least if you could take a look and just go check it out. But no pressure as far as the collaboration that I'm in. Just putting it out there. What else was I going to talk about? All right, I think that is it, except for I'm just going to show all the things that I did while we were away. So, oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see right there. That is my winnings for the Softy Along that was run by the Underground Crafter. This was the second year she's done it. I did last year as well. Was that the one I think the washcloth last year I won a prize, but this year I won the grand prize. And to win the grand prize, one of the pictures that you post has to be the one that's clicked on the most, and my benevolent bumblebee was the one. So I got a, is it a 5-pound bag? Yep, a 5-pound bag of Birofill. So I'll be good for a while. And there were 2 pillow forms that came with it. So I have that, and I was planning on recovering my pillows on my couch because I hate the colors and they just need a refresher, but I may just make new covers for that one. So give me 1 second. Okay, I really think I'm getting sick. I am a horrible sick person. I hate being sick. I know there's nothing I can do about it, but hubby says that I like to be in control, and when I'm sick, I'm so not in control, and it just irks the crap out of me. So excuse my French. So yeah, I just got a really bad wave of nausea, so that's not boding well at all. So a couple of things I made. A couple of them I can't really show you, so I'm going to see how I can. Again, it's the hat pattern for the collaboration, and that's all I'm going to show. This gorgeous, gorgeous color here. It's called Bloody Mary. It's a little bright on camera. It's like orangey bright on camera, but it's a orangey red color. It's a tonal color. It's gorgeous. It's from Lady Dye Yarns. I did not buy it for this particular collaboration. I bought it, excuse me. She had, there was a market a couple of months back, or a few months back, in a couple of towns near me, and I went, and it was the first time I met her. And I bought that skein, this skein, and oops, it fell. That's what fell earlier. I bought these from her last time, and these are DK. The worsted that she had, I think at the time I wasn't into the colors, so I bought these. And I wanted to really try to step out of my comfort zone. So anyway, but this color is just, I love it. Love it. It's called Bloody Mary, and yes, it's me. I love it. And then this was just a, what do you call it? Mandala. And hubby said it looked like, looks like an Easter egg, the colors. So yeah, I was just trying to, at first I thought the hat was going to be in a worsted, and then when I found it was going to be in DK, I'm like, oh my God. So I didn't think I had DK, which I guess I do, because I ended up doing that Bloody Mary one. Just goes to show you how much stuff I have that I don't know I have. So I was doing it in the DK just to test out the pattern and make changes if I needed to before the actual yarn gets here. And I took, I started it in the mandala because it was a little lighter, I thought. But that's that. Anyway, what I did on vacation, I made hats, and I made, I think, just 3 headbands. But I made hats, and I made a few 2-button towels. The mandala I had leftover, so I made a Kalina beanie. And remember I said the pattern has you chain and then use that to wrap around. You don't have to chain. You can just wrap around like normal, but you don't have to wrap around. I just cinched and do that. But, you know, look at the pattern as an idea to do it. What I do when I buy a pattern, I make it first, because even when I'm making it, I have to stop myself to, oh, what if I do this? What if I do that? So I make it that way, the way it's designed first, and then I make it to fit me, to suit me, what I would like to see on it. Or I notice that a lot of people, when they make a pattern, they'll like almost apologize. Oh, I didn't use, one of the modifications I made is I didn't use the yarn called for. cares? Use what works for you. Use what makes you happy. With me, it has to be worsted and up. And like I said, I'm trying to get comfortable with at least DK. But use what works for you, and you can adjust it. That's why I like giving multiples when I make a hat, because even though the designer tells you chain this much or cast on this much, everyone's head shape is different, or you like wearing your hat differently. I like mine snug. Lately, not too snug, gives me a headache, but I still like my hat snug. A lot of people like it loose. When you have the multiple, it's carte blanche, carte blanche, whatever it is. You know what I mean. To basically, it's what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it, but you have, with the multiples, you can do whatever. You can make it whatever size you want. So, again, I'm off my rant. So I made this from some leftover of 2-button cows that you'll see, and you can see little lines through that. I had a little bit left of the mohair, and it went as far as, I think, 2 rows. So that's what that is here. So it just gives it interest. And then this one. And I love these because you get to put your scraps together and not waste, and not just have little balls rolling around, or as little as possible. So those are the 3 that I made. They're in no particular order in this bag. So this is the bag I brought full of yarn, and I used about half of it. I tell myself I'm going to do stuff, but you know, you can only crochet so many hours or so much. So 2-button cow, and this is the mint julep, I think. Yeah, 2-button cow, Hometown USA. They're all in Hometown USA. This is in the gray, same size. This colorway is so much thicker and heavier. The exact same pattern. This feels so much lighter and drapier and just smaller, but it's the same yarn line, but it just gives you a different result. Same thing, and this is, I don't remember the colorway, one of the wine colors. And then that one, this is one of my favorite colorways. This is the, I should have remembered, is it the peacock? Might be the peacock colorway. One of the favorite ones. So yeah, I got 4 2-button cowls done. And so the 2 secret hats here, I think I just got lipstick on that. No one will tell, it's variegated yarn. So 2 hats here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hats done this week. And there were a couple of days I didn't crochet a whole lot. So yeah, I was hoping to get a lot more, but my crochet hat that I'm bringing to craft fair this year, I'm gonna, I have stuff in storage or in stock from leftover from last year, but the ones I'm really bringing are new ones. The Victorina beanie is what I am bringing. So I made one in the, I think it's called mystical colorway. So there's that. And then there's this. I forget what that colorway is, but just the red with sparkle. Just a little bright on camera, but it's about right. And then this one, I think I made a little too big. Oh, it's the bigger, it's the medium size. And that is the yarn I showed before I left that I bought, got off the Lime Brand sale. And this is the lemongrass colorway. And then 2 more of those. I love this, and I'm not much into pastels, but it's pastel-y, but a different kind of pastel. I think this is the carousel colorway. And these are all thick and quick, by the way. But I love this. As it was working up, I just loved it. And I love, like right here, for some reason, the whole colorway reminds me of Florida for some reason. But yeah, where it mixes the gray with some other color, like here and here. Yep. carousel. So I only had one in stash. And then good old Hudson Bay. Can't go wrong. This is a very popular colorway when I have stuff in it. I think I have one more in stash. And then I made, I'm going to bring, for knitted, I'm going to bring my footbridge. Oh, I lied. So crochet, it's for new, it's going to be the, or newly made, would be the Victorina, and then the new hat for the collaboration, I will have, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them now, and another one in process, 6. So I'll have some because I keep making samples. But I'm bringing the pebbles and pathways. I made one. And this is in the wild raspberry color that I also got on the sale at Line Brand. Come on, wake up. Yep. And I did a footbridge because, you know, we were there. And then the same stitch, I love that stitch. I don't know, it's grabbed me. And I started doing a different take on it, but both my sister and the minion said it was too similar to Pebbles. So I may still make it and just bring it, but I've used it in a little the same stitch in a little different way. That one is half written up, but it may never see the light of day because my opinion poll said it was too similar. But I still like it, so I may still make it. I think that's it. I still have a huge bag of scraps. Oh, I did go to, right before we left, and it's a mess and it's been in the bottom. I went to Walmart and they finally had the Happy, which is a mess, a happy mess now, but the Manila Ombre. My Walmart hasn't had that colorway, and this, like I said, that shock of pink. I love these colors, so I am going to make a the collaboration hat in this as well. And yep, I just have scraps and oh, hang on. Yeah, I gotta get going on some more hats. All right. I also stopped by a fabric store. I was coming back from the yarn store, and there was a fabric store, and I'm like, so I turned around. And right, no, it was on the way back, and I did a quick turn to go into it. I did a U-turn to go to a bakery there. But I just went in there to see, and I wanted to see if they had anything specific to Maine, so I could make a souvenir bag, or specific to Algonquin, and they didn't. It was just, they had, like, you know, Maine by the water, they had lobster fabric and stuff like that. I'm like, I can get that anywhere. So, but I still wanted to buy something, so I just bought a little bit of fabric that had sewing stuff on it, sewing motifs on it. And then I bought just some, I don't know why I bought this, just some Christmas fabric. I don't know. The animals and the flowers seem to have gotten me for some reason, or the berries. So that is that. Now I gotta find a place to put all that because there's a lot of stuff. It doesn't look like I have a lot, but volume-wise I have, because I use super bulky yarn, so it's taking up a lot of room, and I need to go find, because my closet's filling up and I need room to put more stuff that I'm making. So that is it for now. I think if I missed anything, then it will have to wait. I will talk to you guys soon, where I had an idea for my next random giveaway, but I haven't decided yet. So I need to do a little more sewing to clear some of this fabric I keep buying. I don't know why. I haven't, other than this yarn, vacation yarn, I haven't been buying yarn, actually. Well, what came through Lion Brand, but, and I had mentioned last time that I thought I had done a second purchase, and I was wondering where that was. And I went back and looked, and I didn't, so I must have controlled myself. So I made sure I checked my PayPal and I checked my email, and I didn't have any notification or any charges. So I guess I controlled myself and didn't go through with the purchase. So there will be no other purchase. So I'm happy about that because there's no more room. Yeah, that is all. I hope you guys have a good week coming up. Back to work. Yeah, I'm not ready. Last year I said I was going to take 2 weeks of vacation instead of one, and we ended up going to DC in April, so we just took our regular 1 week. But you're just starting to get used to, relaxing on vacation when it's time to leave, and it stresses you out even more. I'm wondering if that's why I'm getting sick, so I'm really getting sick of it. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling, and I think I'm procrastinating cleaning up, so I'm going to go, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.